how she
Transport and
Yeah.
non-transport, by your level of certification.
Right,
Yeah.
how she tracks it,
This
so
is the thing I'm trying to figure out.
you're not paying someone that showed up once, the same as someone that showed up 30 times.
Right, or the person that's level one and not level one, the person's an officer. I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, this is the number that was on here, we haven't figured out exactly. I mean,
And plus you're adding people too.
yeah,
I mean,
So it's-
before that was probably sort
it's
of
something that's brand new.
a dozen, half a dozen or so people
Mhm.
compared to.
3 or 4.
Yeah,
Sure, that's exactly
I mean, it's,
what they did, they had such a smaller pool,
Yeah.
what they were calculating.
What's your thoughts on that? They do have a lot more people.
I understand that, it's hard to judge.
it is hard thing to judge. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna pay these people to stay within at least the 10,000, I'm trying at the most down the road. I mean, trying to figure out, do we pay this person $15 an hour, the another one $20 an hour? Or we give them 20 and the other guy 25, depends upon the level of certifications and if they're an officer.
You guys did that last year though. That was figured out into the budget request I can look. See if I've got, let me see if I have last year's.
Those days are
It's not a
gone.
Those days are gone.
volunteer.
It is a volunteer, but they're gonna get, it's like the ambulance. They're gonna get
Oh, I think
stipend
it's
for
changed,
working.
Bonnie, believe me.
It said
Your
different.
father be rolling over in his grave.
Now he'd probably be happy. to see
No,
the guy get
I knew
something.
your father well.
He knows all about it.
Remember what his budget was like?
Oh, she didn't put it in her write-up.
What was it, Skimpy?
Yeah,
Oh.
there's nothing. Bad.
I think the highest we ever paid was $6,500.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to look at it.
But as far as the stipends goes, we don't know.
We don't
We don't
know.
have no
That's
territory.
what I said, I'm trying
I
to,
mean, at 10,000,
I
it's
don't know.
hard to.
we could all of a sudden have a major fire here or major storm and require like 15 calls in one night. You don't know.
We're cutting into.
Yeah, we are. We
I know we are.
Okay. Just call stipend thing.
If you guys leave it at 10, I can at least do some research into last year to figure out what their math was for the stipend and give that to Alan, and maybe he can have a better number to present to the budget committee if he needs to.
Well, these numbers can always change, so it's,
Right, that's what I'm saying, I can do a little more research.
So we can drop it down to 6? What are you looking at over there?
To avoid.
Hey, zip it. Okay, keep it at 10.
Keep it at 10.
For your,
So we'll have that data for budget committee then?
That's what we're looking at, hopefully.
yeah.
I'd just like it not to get forgotten.
You know, if I-
Well, I know you're not gonna forget it.
I'm not, I don't know to, so.
Okay, dry hydrant.
Like get some new ones in.
There's a couple of them that are broken and need to be fixed. You know, that's it. One place that we'd like to actually add.
Got a couple places going at. I'm hoping to go through the bridge and Steve in, Grafton Center at the same time. All under the same permit. We're gonna go to a place down Ridge up there, right?
The Riddle Hill Bridge.
River Hill Bridge, put one right there. So you know, we're about chopping ice, they're trying to break a suction line down through the, I know all about that.
Yeah, we do too.
And we've got, another place on the backside of Kilton Pond, and landowners agreed to let us use the land for a dry hydrant next to the road over there. There's about 5 or 6 that we could use down the road, we're just trying to do 1 or 2 a year, so we ain't going broke doing these.
What's your thoughts on hydrant?
They needed that.
Yeah,
I know
they
that
needed it.
they're
Big
next one
strong
source to have.
Yeah.
One doesn't work good.
Which one?
One is Sawyer Hill, I mean, that tunnel road, that there was Sawyer Greenhouse used to be. One up on Red Hill works good. We have one in Dad's. Yeah, like the way all these centers, well, Boches live.
Oh,
That's a good hydrant. Rent that is down below down below the pond. It almost
Yeah.
flows right into the truck.
Yeah.
Look at that one there.
Makes it a lot easier for getting water.
For sure.
It does.
Especially in the winter.
I'm good for the 5,000.
Yeah, I am too.
Ed? Drop people's insurance too.
Yes, it does.
Background checks. You pay for background checks?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
$25 a piece.
So I'll get you 4?
Good old state.
Yeah.
If you're on 8,
Huh?
it'd be $25 a piece.
Oh,
Hey,
8, yeah. Everyone good for the
We knew
200?
what you meant.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Everyone good for the 200?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so that total comes to 55,150.
Could be more, could be less. Oh, it could be less, it's not gonna be more.
It's not too bad for what it was.
No.
It's a lot less than a lot of towns, believe me. With the size down, for what you get.
It's gonna be a lowest work in progress.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Does on the move to me too?
No, we.
We'll try to do that today.
Not good.
It's like the fire warden wasn't a part on nothing before, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's kinda hard to do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, it's a hard one, absolutely.
It's all been hard.
Emergency management, everyone else say with emergency management.
We can always do that in the end.
Want me to do it right now?
Yeah, you can do it real quick.
We're all good.
And
You've got it up.
Obviously,
I
but
wanted
I'm all
to set
good.
up an appointment.
I said
So
2
Hey,
weeks.
you all good?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna leave
we're
emergency
gonna meet
management
on November 6th, we're gonna meet on November 13th.
Kathy, wanna come on up?
Hi, guys.
Taking your time.
We're meeting October.
Sorry, take of your time.
Here is your,
Trying to 6 weeks, our first meeting, 6 weeks.
Is that a Thursday?
They're both
Uh,
Thursdays, the 6th.
what is that? That's your ask?
Yeah. Either one.
Oh, okay.
Probably the
So
same.
here's your
Same
worksheet,
thing.
yeah, that's through September, and this letter is just 25 if you need to see them when you're done with us.
Yeah, that should work.
We'll actually, we'll
Yeah.
give you,
Send me a note.
yeah, I'll try, I'm gonna put you in the full time because it's been,
Yeah.
Perfect,
Good.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You have to stop by and see the board.
Oh, really?
Did you
Yeah,
send me
we,
a second
script them.
order stipend? You did a second.
Been finished.
Okay, did you? I
Shine.
didn't get the third
I'm
one
gonna be
yet.
so proud.
That's what you're trying to do. Gotcha.
Yeah, we just got
Just pick up the
Yeah,
same.
exactly.
That way.
And I thought I would send you the other one, but it won't go.
Yes, we donated.
It's $3,300
Excellent.
a year for our apartment right now building.
Excellent, I'll be by.
Fire's gonna have to go in, what's gonna be fuel?
I know.
That's,
You did
Yeah.
do, because
How
I
would we
just checked
separate
it off
that?
that you did, so.
it gets divided in half.
Right.
Fire's paying for
Maybe
There's
it's
one
divided.
station line.
No,
There was only
I
one
think,
place that was scarier for me to go in.
I think it gets divided in third. I think ambulance gets a third and then they get,
That one gave me nightmares when I first heard time I
I
went in
think
there.
ambulance gets a third
I
because
could
they're
never.
not using
And I
it
had
as
Robert.
much as fire
I
department.
never.
That's like electric's the same way. They get a third of the bill. And then
Oh,
fire.
Got a little office that can't keep somebody in it.
That was
I have to have a supply room.
Right, and then
Where
that's
I park my ambulance,
the
and
fire.
that's it.
department.
Mitchell,
I said, all the rest of the stuff.
No, I just wondered.
yeah, please. It's just-
I was thinking that was half.
He
but
just
no,
looks
that's not.
like a
phone.
You go get a new bathroom.
Okay, call stipend. Not
How
requesting
come,
anything.
wait a minute, how
We're
come,
not paying anything.
They
how
did,
come my
well,
report
yeah,
isn't
it's
something
nothing.
here?
Right,
I-
exactly. Did this mine.
I left it the
Why
same.
not?
Oh, I didn't get a request sheet from you.
No, I didn't. I said I was gonna, we talked about I was gonna leave it the same as last year because.
Okay.
So
Wait
just
a
use,
minute.
just use the 2025 numbers.
Oh, that's not what we're supposed to do. What do you mean?
The line over here, just use
Yeah.
that line.
She didn't give me an updated request. She didn't give me an ask.
I'll write it
Didn't
down
it
for
say
you.
they, oh, so you're,
What's happened is,
She just gave me everything the same as last year.
because we had an unusually low number of calls this year, I don't know what's gonna happen next year.
nobody does.
Right, I know, but usually we say, oh, it's this much and stuff, but I mean, it's less, as you can see, I haven't used as much. We have a big conundrum, because we don't know what Canaan's going to do. Of our calls that we've had, Canaan has had to respond to at least half of them. And Canaan Ambulance, they're fine, it's the select board who is saying their team is out of town and this and that. I don't know if they're going to want us to pay them that coverage when we can't answer our calls. And I haven't got an answer yet, so I've been having a problem with the budget because I can't present anything about that. So not much has really changed about anything for my budget. We've got our new ambulance that we've had for just about a year now. We've had our new ambulance. We have a brand new up-to-date monitor. We have a new Lucas for CPR doing and stuff. We have, we've got everything all set up and great. We just haven't got manpower. So like right now, John had texted me, I was out of town this morning on an errands. He's out of town right now. There's nobody but me to go if this is a call right now. This is a problem. And we haven't been able to fix
It's a
it.
big
Although
problem.
yesterday there was a call and he put it in, so that means we do have somebody from Canaan who has joined the ambulance. Takes a while to get here, but he has been responding as much as he can, which is a big help. But then I work at the school. I did put in my retirement for that in June. Yeah, and John works a lot of days doing IFTs, which I will be doing next year. I still have to have some income to pay my taxes and stuff.
Because she,
Why is post office
Otherwise,
here?
because that's how she's always said it. That's
what did I do?
what she decides how she wants to use the revolving account.
No, I just wondered why postage.
No, I never got to decide anything. Cindy set that up.
Well, so how it should be is Kathy should be able to say that's what she's anticipating coming out of the revolving account. It's kind of like just a visual. You guys don't make recommendations.
No, I was just wondering why the postage box rental was down here in the revolving account budget and not being an operating budget.
That's right.
Do you want that changed?
Your vehicle repairs and maintenance is down in your
It's in
revolving
both
account.
places, and I didn't do that either.
Why is it up in your operating budget?
It's in both places.
I know,
That should be in the budget.
so
What do you want?
I know, probably don't want to do this, but I'm probably going to go through this, move stuff to where you want it, where it should be
Oh, good.
properly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know why our revolving account, your revolving account is even on here.
Because somebody else wanted to micromanage stuff that I do.
Revolving account shouldn't be anything to do with the operating budget. Well, it does. Why? Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay. From a budgeting perspective, if you have a revolving account, it's good to have a visual so you can consider, you can make a more knowledgeable decision on what's going to be coming out of your budget versus what's going to be coming out of your revolving account. So this is more like just supposed to serve as a visual to say, okay, so my total expenses for the ambulance is this much, but I'm spending this much out of my revolving account opposed to this much out of the operating budget. So taxpayers only getting taxed a portion of that. It's a visual.
Then why don't we
She's
do
the only one one that organizes it and actually
So what,
creates categories to what she's going to spend her revolving account. Each revolving account really should be budgeted that
No.
way, like
So-
divided out.
No,
But-
because what happened is back in, I'm gonna say 20 years ago, when the Dottie Ernst came in front of the select board,
Wasn't it quite long ago, because I've only been in the MT 20 years now, so. And
it's been,
Jane was there, so yeah, this was later than, but yeah.
yes, but
Dottie
Dottie
came-
was the one that approached the select board and took it, because this money here is money that comes in from
Insurance
the
bill.
insurance bill.
Mhm.
So it's totally different than a revolving account, and that's where you get the two mixed up. So when this was proposed, this account was set up to help offset the operating budget.
Mhm.
So that was why you see it both ways.
So it's not in what's his revolving account.
It is a revolving account. Money goes in
And money goes up.
and
Got it
money
in
comes
for it
out
every
and it
year.
rolls over. It's a revolving account.
Okay, I'm ready. Yes, it should, I mean, that's the whole intent of it. Another thing is that, because there was a big deal about going to Lakes Region for our dispatch, that, and I keep prodding John because I don't know anything about it, I can't, but to change, put a repeater on the antenna that's up behind the station. And we got Roger, when he was chief, got a, estimate from Ossipee, I think it's $36,000, I think it was. And so part of what I have left in the revolving account is to go to pay for part of that. So that, if we can get it so that, because that's been a complaint about why two people don't respond because they don't hear it. And, another excuse. But again, like, I had a call Saturday morning, and I heard it, but I didn't, I rely on active 911 to tell me on my phone where it is and what it is, because a lot of times I can't hear it all. It is garbage. We live in a little kind of pocket that doesn't do well with radio waves. So it's always been kind of like, budget's presented of what it costs, the ambulance for the year, and it kind of gets split between the two. So what do you want to call what where, I don't know.
I suggest just keeping it where it was.
I would too.
Right, I find it very difficult to even discuss her budget because we don't even know what Canaan's gonna do.
This has been my big, I just saw Steve this morning on my way back, and he said, he's asking, and, trying to figure out, 'cause at first, when we met with the selectmen up there, and, if I remember this thing, the selectmen said that it cost them $60,000 as of then to respond to our calls. But,
Really?
yeah. I know that other towns, Danbury pays, Bristol $200,000 a year to cover it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's very, that costs go up in a hurry.
so, and they get good money from, Orange, which is very small, to cover them and stuff. We would not be looking for them to cover us 24/7. If we just need them, I would like to see it as an on-call thing. When we need them, there's a certain price that we pay for them to cover us. And they may want to say, because I know some years ago, when Dottie went to Cayman, but here they were talking about charging us so much per call, and if they just headed down here and we turned it back, and we had to pay a certain amount, there's options, or cover from, say, 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. That doesn't necessarily help. That's why, when I said, when Steve sent me that, I said, this is the same thing we talked about. This isn't telling me anything about what the town is looking for. And he says, what are you looking for, options? I said, yeah, options would be really nice, then I could say, here, this is what, you know, we have some choices to make, but I haven't gotten anything. And it really should be their select board talking to our select board, because I can't make a deal.
No, you can't.
No, it's up to the select board to make, I can
And
present,
some-
say, this is what they're looking at, this is what I think, but it's up to the select board, and same with them, it's up to their select board.
That's right, and like I said in the ambulance meeting the other night, I've been waiting for them.
Well,
I have been waiting and waiting, and they know that, you know, the budget season is here.
right?
Their budget season's the same as our budget
Right.
season.
Mhm.
And if they feel like they're getting shorted, and I understand where they're coming from, then we need to talk. But I believe the ball is in their court. What are we supposed to do? Run over with 60 grand in our hand?
Right.
Say, here you go, guys. We're not gonna do that.
So, like I said, I've just been very frustrated and at a loss. To say,
It
you know what?
is frustrating. And it's frustrating that, you know, and a little bit off the subject, that we don't have the volunteers to man our own ambulance.
Right.
It's unfortunate that if one person's out of town, all of a sudden, we can't do anything. It's very frustrating. We have the equipment, we have the new ambulance, we need help. I don't know what the answer is to that. More bodies, more trained, trained and dedicated people
Alan
that
told
don't
me there
get
was
paid.
more EMTs that, you know, might wanna join here too, but that's a long way for them to come. In fact, two of them, he said, we're thinking about joining. I said, they live in Codfish Hill. I
It's
could
a
be
long
loaded
ways
and
off.
headed to the hospital before they even cross the town line.
Codfish Hill's a long ways off.
It is, so I mean, that's impractical. I don't know, it's been a problem for years. We've tried everything, I mean, that's why we started with the incentives. The whole thing with doing incentives was trying to say, okay, you don't want to be a volunteer, do it, how about if we give you a little bit of money, kind of cover your gas, you know, and stuff and everything. And it never made a difference. We've paid for people to take the course, and they either finished the course, they passed the course and didn't join, or we never heard from them again.
Right.
How are you advertising for the needy people?
Oh, I've given up.
How did you before?
We put out flyers and things like that, and talk to people and stuff. The general thing is, to become an EMT is a lot, I mean, it's like a half a year that you're going, you know, to classes.
And then your research, you have to put in
You
a
have to
certain
research
amount of
every
hours
3
to.
years, you need to,
Retest.
classes you have to have, you know, your CEUs.
Let's not lead with that. We're trying to
You
get
gotta
along.
tell people
Sure,
what
yeah.
it is.
Exactly.
But I've never seen it on the town website, I've never seen it on the board, the town board.
At one time, years ago, it was on the town board.
Okay.
Yeah.
We put it again, but I don't even know if anybody.
I think a
reads that
couple of
thing
years ago,
anymore.
you actually put it on there too
Yeah,
again.
it might have been.
We've tried it.
We don't get a big response.
I know Heather, when she first joined, her idea was to get a junior class going.
I tried that with the fire department too, it didn't work.
No, and it's a lot of liability to have
The 24
those on too, so.
You know, I tried 17,
Yeah.
16, 17.
And people don't necessarily want to give that kind of time now.
Yeah.
You might pay somebody who's going to the police academy, you know, their time to go, but, you know, we can't pay people their time to take the class and stuff and
No.
everything.
And they have to pay for the class unless they're,
Right,
covers the full.
and it's more, and we require that a candidate pays for half their class.
That's good, because we didn't back then.
We didn't,
If you
and we
remember all
lost-
the
We
people
got
that never
burnt so many
paid.
times, we said, no, we have to pay for half.
That's
And
good.
even that, we didn't, we've lost. It was discouraging. But a lot of people nowadays aren't involved in public service kind of things. They don't want it. And there's a generation in here that will do things, oh, they'll coach their kid's team or something like that, but that's about it.
Can I ask one question? Just one.
Sure.
So if Danbury's paying out $200K for their calls to be answered, why aren't they taking that $200K and putting it to hiring a full-time person? Like maybe,
Because the person doesn't do it.
They don't even have the ambulance.
They don't have an
They
ambulance.
don't have the
They're
ambulance.
not a
They don't
But
have
remember
room
too,
for it.
they've got Ragged Mountain, so they utilize.
Right.
the Bristol ambulance a
Because
lot.
Bristol has to respond to them, Bristol responds to Alexandria, Lincoln Hill, I don't know, they cover a big area.
And Canaan's looking at billing you possibly 60K.
Oh, no,
Easy.
that was
it's gonna be
just
that much.
showing what they said it cost us, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they are looking for, but they're using that figure as saying, well, this is how much it cost us as a starting point to enter into discussions.
Right,
Those discussions haven't started yet because I haven't heard from them.
Mhm.
yeah.
And we as a board, I've informed the board, I came back from that meeting and said, we're gonna be getting this information from Canaan.
And we can wait.
And we've been waiting, so I'm gonna see if I can
But
dig
you
it
know,
up.
realistically, Steve, and I'm sorry, because this is your meeting, not ours, but realistically, if we're putting out 40,000 or 41,000, if we were to pay Canaan 60,000, so what? We would no longer have to maintain an ambulance, we'd no longer
No,
have
no,
to.
no, no, that's.
That's in addition
No,
to.
no, 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 that's just to cover our calls. The few calls, the half, the
Oh.
That's the
I
full
thought,
rate.
but I
No,
thought,
not to
I
do
thought
it.
at one point you
Ambulance.
said that, I thought one of you selectmen told me that they had responded to more than half of the calls in Grafton.
Well,
I don't
it
know.
might have been, it depends if you, when we went to talk to them, it might have been 54%, it might have been
Yeah.
over half.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it was a alarming amount of calls.
And the selectmen at that time were very concerned, in Canaan, that their ambulance was in another
Right,
town.
right.
Well, that's why
And
I'm
not covering their
stuff.
time. But they're doing much better about getting, recruiting people up there.
But that's why Enfield stopped helping us, because they couldn't put their ambulance out of service. Remember, they used to cover 4A for us, and then all of a
They
sudden they
can't cover their
said,
own town.
that's what they said, and that's why they couldn't help us
cover it
anymore.
Pretty, to cover them. And then their people, they should, people say they should be doing like what Danbury does and having, letting them cover them all the time. But every time that subject comes up, they say, no, we're gonna do it, and they, rally for a little bit, and, people are busy, people don't necessarily all want to, give up their time. They don't wanna, stop what they're doing, drop it, and get up in the middle of the night and, leave their supper and everything else to go on an ambulance call.
What happens if we don't have ambulance service, period?
We're
Is
not
that
required to
illegal?
have ambulance service, we have to have fire, we do not have to have ambulance.
People will die.
Mm-hmm,
That's
Well,
what-
it will be a slower response time, right?
mm-hmm.
Lots of law.
Lots
I
of-
mean, we've often thought that, and this is, for years, I've heard talk about more of a regional kind of ambulance that would cover Enfield,
Like out
or
west.
part of Dorchester, Grafton would cover it all. But, I heard there was a whole big thing about, well, where is it gonna be, and who's gonna be in charge, and your town can't be in charge, we want to name it between Enfield and Canaan, the power play kind of things. I don't know, I think it would help an awful lot, but, like Canaan has a 24, 7-day-a-week coverage, they pay people to be there all day long.
They do. They
We
have,
can't, I've heard it said that we need to have, and this is something Heather has proposed
Yes.
numerous times,
I've heard of it.
is we need one chief in charge of, fire and ambulance. He would have to be even certified also. And then have somebody else that we pay there, another EMT there all day and stuff like that to cover everything. We don't have enough calls to verify that kind of money.
Justified.
Not when you're gonna pay somebody, she's saying, oh, if you pay like $80,000 a year, it's, I'm gonna
But if we're
refer to
gonna
fire
pay-
certified in that case.
If we're gonna pay $200,000 to have, equivalent to what, was Danbury, yeah, I mean, then we probably could justify that, right? If it's a compromise between the full up cost of,
that's what I was looking at it and saying to myself, if you're out, you're putting out 200K for, 24/7 coverage, then you could probably staff and pay 2 EMTs, for the job.
and if the voters don't want it, then they have no ambulance, right?
I'd like to see what Canaan's going to offer.
Are you gonna follow up with them, Steve?
I'm gonna follow up.